So I have this issue. I bought this tripod. This is a bigger one than the one that I used to be using. Like, I still use this one with my webcam. It's like a middle size. I use it with this main camera. And it's all awesome, but yesterday it broke. Unlike the smaller one, this one has a connector that connects with the screw, and then you can quickly like clip it in. So you save your time. This little triangle is connected to the camera all the time, which is cool, but this thing is made from a horrible plastic or something, I don't know. This little bit of plastic that I was trying to put together with a glue, but it didn't work out yesterday. This ring is what fell out of this triangular piece. So now I'm gonna have to fix it, but I'm gonna use something more durable than just putting this thing back in there. So this is going away, and I'm gonna use this little ring. So I'm gonna have to implement it somehow inside of this, but it's a bit bigger. So I'm gonna have to do a little surgery with that. By the way, I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't have any kind of fixing tools to make this thing hold. Maybe I should nail it down and kind of like bend the nail so it will hold. Guess I'm gonna have to do that. Okay, seems to be holding a little bit. Probably won't help. Okay, this was very stupid. Plan B. I'm gonna melt it. Okay, the lighter doesn't seem to cut it. I'm gonna heat up the metal ring over my stove. If you're wondering, I do understand how stupid this whole thing is. There we go. Wow, this may be too hot. Uh-oh. It melted with the wood. Okay, this seems like it may work. It fit. Not the way I was planning it to fit, but it did. Not gonna need this button anymore. Broke 2 lighters. Okay, let's give this thing a try. Okay. I still have to be careful with this thing because there's still liquid nails, they're called. Had to apply it after the whole thing with the screw just fell out of the tripod again. But at least it fits in there, and then I applied a lot of glue. Now it will just dry out, and hopefully it won't fall off anymore. Okay, so I ran, had a good nap for a few hours. Let's overpaint. Oh, no way! A new version of PaintStorm Studio is out. I'm gonna download it right now. So today's patient is Pedro Willers. Ooh, I remember Pedro. I was working on your other submission, right? Before. I don't remember. Hey Berdante, you did an overpaint on an old digital art of mine, the demonic evil four-arm doll. Oh, that's right, the doll. It was pretty cool. This is a huge progress from that though. I learned a lot from that, and recently I came back to digital art, so I would really like to know if you could do an overpaint to my most recent artwork. Her name is Amelia Kriegermund. Okay. Queen of the Worms. Ew. She is an original character, her personality is wicked and impulsive. So this is an anti-hero, or even a villain. Amelia. I'll try to remember that. I'm bad with names. Let's start. So, what do we have here? Like, Always, I feel like whenever I look at someone's artwork, or whenever I look at my own artwork after a little break, the most valuable thing you can fix about your painting is what you saw in the first moment and went like, well, this is off. For me, the off part is that the composition is really tall and narrow, needs a little bit more space on the sides, and maybe a bit less of that at the top. Let's move things around. So first I'm gonna recrop this stuff. Okay, that was a quick resize. Is this a small resolution? No, it's actually pretty good. Okay, let's stretch this stuff. Okay, we'll add some details in here, of course. It shouldn't look that empty as it is now. Something. Okay, I don't have the heart to crop the skull and everything. Let's say the whole throne is really an important part of the composition, and obviously it is. It looks awesome. So now let's see. I feel like this leg should be more like here. There's certain problems with the pelvis going on, like, let's see. So this is the shoulder, and that's where the butt should be, probably. Maybe a little bit it can go this way. So this leg should go from here, like this, and that one from here. This one is correct, but this one isn't, like, it's going from her center. So let's do this fix. Now, little things on the body as well. The poses of the hands. I know it's hard to paint them, but these are, like, it feels like you struggled through making them right, and in the end you forgot to make them not look weird. Like, why would she have a hand like this? That's awkward. Also, I think this elbow should be lower. If I'm not wrong, it should be on the belly button level. So that's how the arm should go. Like, I can't imagine how she would be sitting like this. It's possible, but she's probably sitting more like this, right? Okay, and again, thinking more on the general character, you said she's kind of evil and impulsive. She has her legs all together like she's all shy, turned her head like this, so let's spread those legs somehow, without making it sexual and everything. By the way, kind of cool job with the cloth, like generally, it's not perfect, but cloth is a hard part, and it didn't look right away horrible, so that's cool. Okay, and she has some dudes with her. Feels like we need to add at least the third dude, right? So it wouldn't be just like her and two dudes. When you add three is like, okay, there's a lot of people around her. Two, that's just two guys around her. Difference. So let's add another one, probably over here. We obviously have space for it now. So the guy will be in here, maybe like in the shadow a bit. We don't want to drag attention from the queen in here. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and jump around doing the fixes I mentioned and the ones I haven't mentioned, and then I'll mention them afterwards. Let's start. Okay, so I'm in the middle of everything. Spread the legs for now. This is still in progress. Moved the elbow a bit away as well as making it longer. Again, still in progress. I just wanted to say about this part, how do you go about the arm to make it look good without knowing a lot of references or anything? So the basic pose for the hand that won't bring a lot of questions from any viewer is usually not as, you know, constricted or something. So at first, when you create this part, like, we're not talking about these fingers right now. Let's start with the palm, right? Here is the palm, this square right here, kind of. First, from this part, we create a triangle like this. From here, we create this kind of stuff. This is the thumb. It already looks a lot more decent, right? Now think about the rest of the fingers from this point. Do we want them to go like this? No, we want to go like this. Spread the thing a bit. So this angle should be just bigger between the thumb and the rest. Now, since we're looking at this hand from the thumb and index finger angle, let's work on these two first, right? So we add just the index finger now. And the rest will be overlapped by the index finger. Basically, I think like we should remove this a little bit since the palm is kind of rotated away from the screen like that. So we won't be seeing a lot of the rest of the palm. So like that. And basically like try to find the dynamics. So actually, this is also very thick, right? Okay, so dynamics, right? We enter the hand, we create this thumb, then we go for the index finger, and the rest kind of goes, like, think with triangles, right? So we have this basic thing first, then this triangle, and in here we also want kind of a triangle, so it would just look dynamic and make sense altogether. There's a lot of fingers, they all have to, like, create a common shape to send a message with the hand. Like, obviously, the best advice in here is to just study hands, right? Okay, so that was a little talk on the hand, but now I have to pay attention to the arm, and I'll have to erase everything at all, I guess. Like, it's just about the pose again. Let's not raise her shoulders like this. She feels really uncomfortable. So let's lower the shoulders, lower the elbows, but don't press them close to the arm. Like, spread, but lower. She's like this right now. Like, you know. So let's continue. So I decided to change the atmosphere a little bit, because I noticed that the original has like, this is literally gray. Always gray, pure gray. I understand that she's sitting in a cave of sorts, but still, gray doesn't bring in any mood. And things like cold or warm light, those are the things that really change depending on what, like, who's looking at it, how they're looking at it. You know, if you're, like, I work with the cameras a lot, and things like the temperature of the, like, white balance stuff. This thing is really very dependable. Like, I could change the footage that you're looking at right now so everything will be really cold, and it will still be true, because it may be really cold from a certain perspective. So in this case, what I did is I made the whole scene kind of like colder and darker by literally using color correction to make everything darker and colder. And then I just erased this new cold version of the picture where I wanted to keep it warm from the rest of the picture, like this is the separate layer. And this is it, like a really great way to quickly fix the overall gamma of the picture, you know? And now I can see how I can really play very interestingly with the colors over here, like make it maybe a bit brighter and more saturated to create some kind of extra light sources somewhere over there, you know, to make the whole thing a bit more interesting. Cool. With gray, like, where do you distort from gray? If I would, like, pick up the color and it would be here, you can't, like, make it more blue, because gray is as blue as orange or anything. Like, always bring in the mood with the color. Cold or warm, that's the basic stuff to begin with. Okay, one more thing before I just go ahead and jump all over the place and just finish it. The value of black is really important. I'm pretty sure that her outfit is supposed to be black. It looks like it should be black, right? It's black. Let's just admit this is supposed to be black. It doesn't really look black. And that's a very common mistake that I used to have. I think I still have it sometimes when I forget what I'm doing. And the hair as well, it's probably black, because right now it's like I can't tell what that color is. Well, here's the original, like, not a lot of things changed. Thing is, black color or white color, like if she would be wearing white outfit, those two colors are very extreme. And that means if everything else in the picture is not weirdly exposed, that means that black and white will probably be weirdly exposed. What I'm trying to say is, black is very dark. That means that in the shadows, it will probably be completely black. I'll try to apply this right now, although it's kind of hard to do that while fixing the whole thing, like when it's not mine. I'll remake this outfit and her hair to actually look black. Like, things always look interesting when you push a brave contrast to things. Like, if the outfit is dark, it should really look dark. I'm not saying actually perfectly black. Maybe this is like a dark leather-ish thing or something. Not necessarily purely black, but still it should look, you know, noticeably dark. So let's try and do that. Okay, done. This is it for whatever time we have. So yeah, the main change is obviously in the surrounding, made it darker and played around with silhouettes, which is interesting. Like, whenever you remove the main light from the scene, outside we only can play with silhouettes basically, like a shadow theater in a way. So whenever something's going away, you basically just play around with air perspective, pointing out some shapes of whatever there is. Like in here as well, I added this xenomorph kind of guy. I don't know why, but in the back, he doesn't have any light on him, but we know that there's air perspective behind. And that's why we can see some of his body there, but we don't even specify any light and shadow on it. It's totally fine to do that. So yeah, I think the whole picture plays a lot better now with the contrast of warm, meaty throne in the middle and cold cave around it. It looks really cool. Also, I paid attention to the lighting on the skull at the top. Now it looks really making the picture noticeably more interesting as a detail. Just added shadows from the bottom. So yeah, darker outfit. I think it works really cool. Like, this looks very interesting when there's a stronger contrast of colors. And the hair, you see in the back, we have a strong silhouette of the darker hair. And here it's like it's all covered in dust or something, it's all just gray. In here, like, I added the actual shadow. Could also make the whole hair darker as well a little bit. Yeah, the legs are still far from perfect, I think. I feel like they should go longer, like the knees should be like here. But aside from that, it's more or less okay. And yeah, the face, a very arguable situation, I know. Like, I made her a lot more evil looking and far from as cute as it was initially. I'm not saying this is necessarily better. I just feel like from the description that Pedro gave me, this feels a bit more like it fits better for the character, having a bit more of an evil face. Also, of course, a bit more of a confident lighting on the face, like I actually lit up this part and this whole situation here. When in here it's kind of like a blurry, because I know it's really hard to make proper facial features and at the same time work with proper lighting. You either mess up one or the other, so yeah, it's just more practice, I guess. To be more confident about what geometry exactly all the shapes of the face mean, to actually know how they will react to the lighting, so just study more faces, I guess. So yeah, I guess this will be it. Thank you, Pedro, for your submission. This was very interesting to work with all the complex lighting situation and everything. Like, it was really an interesting one. If you guys want your artwork to be overpainted like this by me, the link is in the end of this video on my Patreon page. Become my patron and post the picture. And I thank you for watching if you did. I guess you did if you're here. Leave a like and subscribe. Tell a friend. Play with white balance. Do whatever you want. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. He's so smiley. It's like he's making fun of this guy, I guess. And this one is not having fun about it.